So maybe you've tried AI a few times now. Maybe you've had a few small wins. Maybe you've used it to write something, summarize something, or help with a task. But it still feels a little inconsistent. Some days it works great, other days, not so much. If that sounds familiar, you're actually in a very normal place. Welcome to the AI Beginner Podcast, where we make artificial intelligence practical, approachable, and useful for real work. If you're a professional trying to understand how AI fits into your job, your team, your organization, or even your personal life, you're in the right place. Each week, we talk about practical ways to navigate AI in the workplace without hype and without needing a technical background. Let's jump right into listener questions.
Listen to questions.
Today's listener question comes from Pete. He wrote, "Steve, what should I do after I start using AI? I've tried a few times, but I'm not sure how to actually make it useful long-term." Good question, Pete. And honestly, this is exactly where a lot of people are right now. You've moved past just being curious about AI. You've actually started using it. But it doesn't feel consistent yet. It's helpful sometimes, but not something you fully trust or rely on. And that in-between stage is what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about what's actually happening here. There's a stage in learning AI that almost no one really talks about. You're not brand new anymore, but you also don't have a consistent way of using it yet. You tried a few things. You've seen that it can be helpful, but it still feels a little unpredictable. Some results are great. Others aren't quite what you expected. And because of that, it's hard to fully rely on it. This is what I think of as the in-between stage. You're past curiosity, but not yet at consistency. And this is where a lot of people quietly get stuck. Not because they're doing anything wrong, but because they haven't quite shifted how they're using it yet. So why does it feel like this? Most of the time, it comes down to something very simple. You're using AI a little bit differently every time. One day you open it up and ask it to help write something. The next day you try it for a completely different task. Then maybe a few days later, you come back to it again, but you're starting from scratch. There's no consistent way you're approaching it. No repeatable steps. No clear sense of what you're expecting to get back. So even if you get a good result, it's hard to recreate. And when that happens, it doesn't feel reliable. It feels more like trial and error. So here's the shift that really starts to change things. Instead of asking, "Can AI help me with this?" you start asking, "How do I use AI for this the same way every time?" That's a small change, but it's a really important one. Because now you're not just trying things. You're starting to build a simple process. You're taking one task and approaching it the same way more than once. And when you do that, you start to see what works. You start to get more consistent results. And over time, that task becomes easier and a lot more predictable. That's when AI starts to feel useful. Not just interesting, but something you can actually rely on. So what should you actually do next? Keep it very simple. Pick one task, just one, something you already do on a regular basis. It could be writing emails, summarizing meetings, drafting notes, anything that shows up more than once in your day. Then use AI to help with that task. The first time, just focus on getting a result. The second time, try to do it the same way. The third time, make a small improvement. Maybe you refine what you ask. Maybe you adjust the output slightly. Maybe you save what worked. Because that's an important part of this. If you get a good result, don't lose it. Save what you typed. Save the structure. So the next time, you're not starting over. You're starting from something that already worked. And over time, that one task starts to feel easier, faster, and a lot more consistent. And this is where most people get stuck. Not because AI isn't useful, but because there's no structure around how it's being used. Once you add even a small amount of consistency, things start to feel more reliable, more repeatable, more useful in your day-to-day work. And that's really the difference between just trying AI and starting to build something you can actually depend on. If this resonates and you want a more structured way forward, you can start at aibeginner.net/start. You'll find a free 30-day roadmap, along with a simple AI readiness check to see where you stand. No pressure, just a calm, structured path forward.
AI hot tip.
Here's a quick AI hot tip. If you get a result you like, save what you typed. Don't start from scratch every time. Build a small library of what works. So each time you use AI, you're starting from something better.
Optimistic AI thought of the week.
Here's this week's optimistic AI thought of the week. And I'll leave you with this. You're not behind. You're just early in learning how to use AI in a consistent way. And that's something you can build, one small step at a time. If you'd like more practical resources for navigating AI in the workplace, you can find guides, tools, and the readiness assessment at aibeginner.net/start. And if you found this episode helpful, consider sharing it with a colleague who's trying to figure out how AI fits into their organization. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.